I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Dr. Bones, listening to Dr. Bones.
Good evening, this is Dr. Bones live on here on a Saturday night, and sorry about the late go, but we're starting New Music Saturday here tonight, and I got my special guest here tonight, which I'm very excited for. We have Nolan and Catherine from the Mad Andersons as special guest critics tonight. Guys, welcome back to the show for your third time.
Oh, thanks. We're excited to be here.
Thank you very much.
This is the third time, and just before we get going here, like I pointed out last week when I played My Daughter's Eyes, is I noticed that you that sound like 12 string, and Catherine, you mentioned that Nolan, that you double tracked the acoustic sound on it.
Yeah.
And thing of that is, it's not the first time it's been done, because actually today when I was driving around the car, I was listening to an older album, an older Soundgarden album called we'll call it their breakthrough album, Super Unknown, and they have a song called Head Down, and on that they have extra drum tracks, and the extra drum tracks, you usually figure, like, if you see it live, they're not going to add them in. But when I saw them live, they actually had their bassist and their guitars filling the extra drum tracks. So hearing that kind of sparked that interest in it for me to hear that extra little sound, because Nolan, you did a really good job, and it just I'm a huge fan of 12 string because it's a little bit harder to play because there's a little bit more involved in it. So I was glad to hear you kind of point out that I was very close, like maybe not right on the money, but very close anyways.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Especially the way you tune the guitars. So, yeah.
Well, and everybody knows it can be a bit of a pain sometimes, and 12 string, when you're pretty much tuning 2 strings for every one sort of thing, it makes it a little bit more difficult sometimes.
Yeah, it seems like a 12 string is perpetually out of tune, and it's just kind of the nature of the beast, but I think it adds to the charm of the instrument. And
you know what? Honestly, that's one of my favorite songs, and I know we talked about it last time we had you on, talking about your new album, Light Through Glass, which everybody is available on CD Baby, Amazon, and iTunes, so be sure to pick it up because it's an amazing album, so don't forget that. So
Thank you.
the first song we're gonna get into here is a band called The Urchins, and we've had them on their songs many times because for a while there we've been getting a song almost every week. This one is called Majestic Lady Blues, and this is a decent song, so dig this, and we'll be back in a minute to talk about it.
Okay.
Sun angel my way, kept in my memory. There she stands by the crowd, smiles as she graces the ground. Then her eyes spoke to me, felt my heart start to speak. Sweet bird, fly away. Sweet bird, fly away. Sweet bird, fly away with me. Now I'm lost in her gaze, caught in a dream that she made, and I'll wait as she breathes and leaves me in my misery. Then her eyes spoke to me, felt my heart start to speak. Sweet bird, fly away. Sweet bird, fly away.
even though it's short, it kind of drags you in and pulls you in pretty easily. And I think we just lost them, so just one moment here. You got you back?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay, so now we've just been talking about. I said that this song we just listened to, "The Majestic Lady Blues" by the Urchins, is a very smooth flowing song, easy keyboards, very short, but very easy flowing, and more one of those songs that it's more of a relaxing kind of flow into song, and trying to get sit back and just kind of enjoy we'll call it the shortness of it.
Yeah, I listened to this band earlier today, and I really like them. The vocals are just really spot on. So yeah, great song.
What are you thinking, Nolan?
What I heard, it sounded like a very well-written, compact, good kind of pop tune. Well executed. I enjoyed it very much.
Well, the next song we're getting to, and we've heard this a few times, and this is still brand new, so we're going to be playing a band that you guys did a collaboration with called iScat, and they had their song called Polarity Together, but the one we're going to listen to is called Phoenix off their brand new EP. So we're going to listen to this one right now, so guys, dig this. This is Phoenix, and the band is called iScat. Dig it.
Desolation of a heartland can leave our spirits shattered like broken glass, a blend of lies and empty promises. A recipe is charted.
All right, that was I Scat with Phoenix off their brand new EP, and we were talking about it during the song playing. And for those who are Will Ferrell fans and have seen Saturday Night Live, we're the cowbell, and the old saying is the song needs more cowbell. And I just found out that you were playing the cowbell on Phoenix.
Yes, I was. I was fortunate enough to contribute the cowbell to that song.
You know what? And that's awesome because it's such a good tune, and it just reminds you of just a little bit of "Don't Fear the Reaper." But
yeah, exactly. That guitar riff he's got in there is it's very reminiscent of it. But I love listening to Ice Cat and the way they are progressing. And Dell is just doing awesome work these days, and it just keeps getting better.
You know what? I couldn't agree more. This is one of my favorite tunes because I got Love Bites just the other week, and then Dell sent me Phoenix and Verity, and I played them a bunch of times, and it's still new music, and I really enjoy the song. And just that one part, it just kind of takes you back, and very well done. And you're right, they're always progressing and doing very well, just because they got such a what's the word I'm looking for? It's just a versatile way of dealing with music.
Exactly, and I mean the lyrics are just amazing. We obviously, because we did Polaris, he's a wonderful lyricist, and the things that he's doing vocally with counter melodies and harmonies with himself is just. It's been really great to watch them just absolutely bloom.
And it's always fun too because it's always nice to see the band progress slowly, but don't call me Shirley. Yeah. But they've done so well, and plus just the fact they have their hands in different things like Ice Crystals and Big Fat Ugly Cat. It's just nice to see them how they diversify and just kind of. Always progress their music, but in different ways, and just shows what kind of creativity they have. Because it's hard, just having one band, it's hard enough, but doing 2 or 3 bands at the same time, it just makes it that much more prominent and that much more versatile. Saying, I am a musician, I am an artist, and I know I'm good at what I do, and listen to the progression I do, and people really enjoy it.
Yeah, and they complement each other so well musically.
And they are a good bunch of guys. When I had them on for the interview, it was so much fun, and they really enjoyed talking to them as well.
Yeah. We would agree.
So next up, we're gonna get to. I've been kind of playing with it a little bit, deciding which one I'm gonna get to next. The next one I'm gonna get up to is actually a local London, Ontario band. And they actually will be playing the Sheen Music Festival, which is next weekend for the Canada Day weekend. And there's about 60 plus bands playing this show, and they got selected to play, which is awesome. And it's pretty much, I guess, our version of like just a huge music festival. There's a lot of local Canadian bands, a lot of bands that people know, and I've actually got a chance to see them a few times live and be there for their CD release, which wasn't too long ago. And the two main singers, Anne and Jessica, have just got great voices, and their harmonies are just spot on. I mean, they do very well together, and it's always good to see them live and just hear them play. This song is called Drum. This is High School Sweetheart. Dig this. All right, that was High School Sweetheart with Drum. They're a local London, Ontario band, and a very good band at that. I've seen them live quite a few times, and they will be playing the Lachine Music Festival next weekend here for the Canada Day weekend, and it's at the Cuyahoga Racetrack, which is about an hour away from here, but definitely worth the trip to go see them. These guys, I've seen them, like I said, quite a few times, and this is off their brand new album, and a very decent song, and I was telling you guys just before, during the song, that Jessica and Ann, the two lead singers of High School Sweetheart, have got such a good harmony, and it's always a good time to listen to them play together, just because they flow off each other very well.
Oh yeah, the vocals are amazing. I'm a big fan already. As a matter of fact, I want to find out where the album is for sale. Just such great power in the voice and such fluidity, and wow, I'm blown away.
I love the juxtaposition of the very soulful vocals over this kind of droning guitar part underneath. It's
Yeah,
very interesting, very, very good.
very
I
effective.
loved it.
Well, it's one thing that they work very hard at, and seeing them live, you can just tell how much they're actually into their music. And I got lucky because, like I said, I've seen them a few times, and I got a chance to talk to them. But getting a hold of them is sometimes a bit of a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally got a hold of them about 4, maybe 5 months ago. I got a hold of their bassist Jagger, and he sent me these tunes. And as far as I know, right now the CD you can buy it, buy the physical copy in person, but I don't think it's online. But I will look into getting a copy for you guys and get it sent out to you.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thank
We would
you.
love that. Yeah.
Because it is a decent album. It's a very good album, and I've actually actually speaking of the band they play with, the Gypsy Ghosts, they're actually Gypsy Ghosts are playing a show tonight, and they should be on stage right about now. But last time I saw the Gypsy Ghosts was last August. They did an EP release for an EP they had called Bird Language, and Jessica, one of the singers, she just did a solo act because the rest of the band couldn't make it. But even her solo act was really good. She's just got such a good voice, and such a voice that kind of draws you into music right away. So always a pleasure to see her and the rest of the band live.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I will talk to them as quick as possible, and if I can't get a hold of them personally, I'll go through my buddy to get a hold of them, and we'll get a physical copy of the CD for you. Because right now, as far as you know, as well as the Gypsy Ghosts, you can buy it at their shows, but they don't have a physical copy online yet.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
So they're one of those bands, they promote on Twitter and Facebook, but they don't have any iTunes, something like that. It's funny that one of those things, the physical copy you can get, but you gotta get it in person. So I will work very quickly to get you a copy of that, because it is well worth it, and it's such a great album.
Great. Thank you.
Yes.
So next up, these are some new bands I actually recently started following, and I got a hold of them in the past few days. But this one band in particular is a band called The Actions, which literally within the past probably 3 or 4 hours, I got a hold of them and got a few tunes from them. And this is off their brand new CD. This song is called The Echo. Dig this.
How far can you go to be the first one? Short-sighted is your mind. How far can you look to see your future? It's less than what you believe. The echo
All right, that was the Actions with a song called "The Echo." Now, in their bio, they listed REM as an influence. Personally, in this song, I don't see it at all. I mean, it's a good tune, but I don't see anywhere close to being an REM reference in that song in any way, shape, or form. But that's just my personal opinion. A great tune. Lyrically, it flowed very well. You know, I like that kind of like the kind of electronic kind of synth pop to it. But yeah, I mean, I know not always you're not always gonna pick up every single influence, even though they're listed as one. But this one, I was kind of expecting here a little bit more REM influence, but I didn't at all in this one. I'm not sure what you guys think about this one.
To me, it was like psychedelic reggae. There's a lot going on in that tune.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I didn't get the REM either, although some really interesting changes, and a couple of them actually made my head kind of turn, which is a good thing. It was unexpected, so I actually liked that aspect of it. It was very, what's the word I'm looking for? Creative?
Creating, yeah, a lot of unexpected turns.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun.
You know, and that's a good thing too, because I totally agree with that point. Is that, you know, it's nice to hear the different kind of we'll call it ADD chord progressions.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. And there's I wouldn't say tons of bands, but there have been a few bands that have gone the way, have done very well with it. And one of my personal favorites is a band called the Mars Volta, where, you know, their music is literally all over the place. I mean, for someone who's ADD, they'd be in heaven at that point, because the chord progressions and the changes in vocals, I mean, it flows very well. They do a really good job with it, but there are just so many different changes, and it's so quick. You know, it's like every few seconds, but, you know, it kind of helps you develop a bit more of a liking towards music you're listening to in general, because, you know, you always got to respect the new ways music is coming about and what people are doing with it, because there's always room to grow and room to work with it. And that's just a perfect example. And like I said, with the Mars Volta alone, I mean, that's one thing, that the progressions are here, there, and everywhere. And same thing with the vocals, but you know what? The music is solid and it's really good.
Yeah, and it's really well done. That's actually the one we just played. That's a song I want to go back and listen to again. So.
And the one other band before we get into the next one is, I remember when the album came out. Their past albums, a few years I've been a big fan of, but their older stuff I've been very appreciative of, is a band out of Omaha, Nebraska called 311. And their one album, and for some reason I'm just blanking the name right now, but the point being with that one is the song, actually the album's called The Feature Creature, and so is the title track to that album. When the song was released, the first few minutes, the DJ said, when he was announcing it, this is a great tune, but there's a lot of different kind of switching and chord progressions, and which I thought was good, but kind of weird, because normally normal DJs don't talk about that sort of stuff. They announce a song and go on of what places on the charts, that sort of thing, and nothing else. I was like, well, no, that was very interesting. And when I listened, you know, I was like, you know what, you're right. They weren't as quick as what the Mars Volta does, but still it worked well and it sounded good.
Yeah. Interesting.
So next up on that note, we're going to get into another kind of cool band, kind of like the Actions. This band is called Disappearer. It kind of rolls off the tongue there. And and the song is called Forget Me Pills. Dig this. Okay, the band is called The Disappear, and the song is called Forget Me Pills. And even though this is a complete instrumental, this is a very cool song, and it just kind of really reminds me of old school kind of alternative grunge era. Just the whole feel to it, and just the chord progression, and just the way it flowed. Just reminded me completely of the whole grunge era.
Yeah, I liked the build up on it and the layering and all of that.
Yeah, it was a very interesting layering of sounds.
You still there? I think we lost him here just for one moment. No one can. Oh, it'll just be a moment here. So sometimes we hit these little snags, and we should have them back in just one moment here. There we go.
There we go.
All right, no one. You want to start over again?
Yeah, it was very interesting to listen to the progression of the song and the addition of layers, and I wish I could. That sounds like a really good headphone song.
Yeah.
So
No.
you can hear the layers a little bit more clearly now.
Yeah.
on the
Well, that-
laptop speaker.
You know, I'm glad you guys pointed that out. Just because a lot of times when I go for a walk or go for a bike ride, I'll be listening to the tunes on my iPhone, and a lot of times I'll talk to people and I'll point out, you know what, I heard a lot more of the song than I normally would hear just listening out of speakers, and you know, like an extra layer or that sort of thing. It's like, you know, I never noticed that before, and I've heard the song like a million times.
Yeah, that's, pieces like this, that's oftentimes bands I think will actually mix them so you can listen to them more effectively through headphones, because you'll have instruments coming in and out and panned right and left, and it's really, you can really get a lot out of it that way.
Oh, that's right. And I personally have the Bose earbuds, and those things are fantastic. Let me tell you.
I've never tried those.
No.
Well, you know, we'll call it a kind of a self promotion for Bose, but the sound quality is absolutely outstanding. It's just one of those things where, you know, pretty much a huge sound comes out of a small box, because it is expensive. Like, you know, I'm not gonna lie about that. I mean, I actually got it for my birthday gift last year's or a few years ago, so I got lucky. But point being is, it is expensive, but it's worth every penny. The sound quality is absolutely unbelievable, because you get this small, like literally little box, probably just a little bit bigger than a regular, we'll call alarm clock radio, and the sound you get is just unreal. Sound like you've never heard before in your life, and it's just one of those things. It's so crystal clear, and you can switch it up just like you would be able to on some other CD players, that sort of thing. But the sound is that much more crystal clear and that much more crisp, and it's that much more enjoyable. So it's well worth the money.
Oh yeah, I bet this song would sound awesome on that.
Yeah.
So I totally love this song, but on those set of earphones, you'll pick up a lot more, and just one of those ones you can kind of, it's, at least for me personally, like a lot of times, like I'll take a lot more into the songs if I go for a walk. It's one of those things, you know, kind of go to clear your head, take a walk, pop the earphones in, and you listen to the songs, like, wow, no, this song is a bit more intense than I thought it was initially, or a bit more deep, because you're noticing all these little things you didn't hear before, which makes it that much more interesting and that much more enjoyable to listen to.
Exactly. Very cool.
So next up will be the last song of part one of NMS here. We played this band last weekend. This is another new song. The band is called Static in Verona. The song is called A Song for Kay. Dig this. All right, that was another instrumental. That was Static in Verona, and the song was called "Song for K." And I did debut these guys last weekend, and just very good music all around. And it's nice to hear acoustic once in a while, and especially when it's well done like that. But just a very smooth, kind of easy flowing song. So not too intense and not too weak. Kind of just that kind of perfect kind of middle ground.
Yeah, from what we were hearing of it, and I have to tell your listeners, sometimes we chit chat while we're listening to music. Honestly, yeah, that sounded beautiful. Really beautiful instrumentation.
Had a very nice flow to it.
Yeah. Again, I'd like to hear that one again.
Oh, right on. Well, it is available on iTunes, and I do believe they have a Bandcamp as well.
Oh, great.
Okay,
So,
good.
and they were kind enough to give me the album, which I do really appreciate because it is very good and enjoy playing these guys. So we're going to wrap up part 1 right now, and then we'll be back in about 5-10 minutes for part 2 of New Music Saturday. So guys, be sure to keep listening. We'll be back in about 5-10 minutes, and I'll be back with my special guest, Catherine and Nolan from the Mad Andersons, for our special guest critics. So about 5-10 minutes, we'll be right back. Till then, thank you so much for listening. Bones out. We'll be back for part 2 of New Music Saturday.